We're going to go from the LPGA to the NBA. Take a look at the Basketball Hall of Fame class that was announced for 2017. It was revealed on Saturday, but we're actually going to do a little rapid fire here and foreshadowing some NBA players who are 25 or under and decide whether or not they will eventually make it into the NBA Hall of Fame. We're going to start with Kyrie, Scott Rude. Cavaliers' 25-year-old point guard. And Kyrie, do you think that he will make it into the NBA Hall of Fame?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm very confident that's going to happen. He's got a ring. He hit the game-winning shot in Game 7 with Steph Curry, the MVP, guarding him, and he really caught fire. He is going to take the baton eventually, and LeBron will take the back seat. LeBron, I thought, did a good job of comparing it to Kareem giving the baton to Magic in the early to mid-'80s. His scoring prowess is going to get him to 20,000 points before he's 33, 34 years old because he came into the league at 19. And the fact that he's on a winning team that shouldn't disband for a couple of years, it's a mere formality, assuming he does not get injured.
The Pelicans, let's go to New Orleans. Anthony Davis, the leader down there. Yes. You think he makes it in the Basketball Hall of Fame?
Like Irving, and this guy doesn't need to win rings, and right now it doesn't appear that he's anywhere close to it. He could have a Tim Duncan-like career with more of a perimeter game. Statistically, he's already on pace for it to be a slam dunk, pun intended. Really, the only thing preventing Anthony Davis, the brow, from getting in the Hall of Fame is injury.
Kawhi Leonard, a force to be reckoned with on the Spurs. You think he makes it?
Kawhi Leonard already has a ring. He has an Finals MVP, and he's already been a two-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's the youngest guy that we're talking about. He's 24. He's
25.
25. He turned 25 this season, excuse me, and he's going to be a top 4 MVP candidate. He has improved his dribbling in this offseason. He improved his shooting in the previous offseason. He improved his penetration to the basket the season before that. He has been the best perimeter defender for the last 4 seasons in the league. And he's on a team that's going to be coached by Greg Popovich for all intents and purposes for the next 4 seasons at least. He's probably going to have the same front office and ownership. LaMarcus Aldridge, if they feel is the right guy to continue with, he should have the proper foundation to be a contender for the next 4 or 5 years. Injury is the only reason that he would not be in the Hall of Fame as well.
The youngest guy on our list, 21-year-old Karl-Anthony Towns of the Timberwolves. What are your thoughts on him?
He's not a guarantee. I have concerns. I think that Minnesota, if they continue the way they did this season and have more years of mediocrity and stunted growth and take steps back, and they're not a perennial playoff team as he enters his mid-20s, and does he and Wiggins remain in Minnesota? Minnesota is not the most desirable place. Kevin Garnett eventually left, and he wanted to sort of seek to trade him, and Cale gave it to him, and he won a title in Boston. Can this team, including Zach LaVine, where is Ricky Rubio going to be in a couple years? Can LaVine transfer over to the point, assuming Rubio's traded or signed with another team when his contract's up in 2 years? I think a lot of his determines not just on health. Obviously, all of these depend on health. Yep. But if this team doesn't win a conference title at some point, if he's not vying for NBA titles at some point, that will hurt his cause. The first 3 that we talked, for at least the first 2 of the first 3 that we talked about, there's no worry there. I think what he and Porzingis have on their resume that's beneficial is they're in their own ballpark of centers that are averaging 10 rebounds a game, 2 blocks a game, and then the amount of 3-pointers they're making. They're revolutionizing that. Something where they're having the rebound game of David Robinson, but the perimeter game that's even better than Dirk Nowitzki.